Last time on Square Roots, an adult sends two children to a dangerous, monster-ridden ruin where some other adults try to kill them. Grandia is in desperate need of child protective services.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
John, Dom, Brandon.
Puff, puff.
and Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa.
And this is a podcast where we play our favorite classic RPGs, one chunkerino at a time, and then we, I guess we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Joke about it.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew, is there tape on your glasses?
Yeah, this is. Remember, I dropped a TV on my glasses. I just have not gotten new ones. I've been wearing contacts.
Is it?
It's very cute tape. It's like
It
little
is.
clouds or something.
It is.
Festive.
It is light blue and white polka dotted packing tape.
Oh, beautiful.
Now,
I
was
wear
it
to work
a
sometimes? That is how little I care.
CRT or was it like an LCD?
It was a big old 65-inch flat screen. Yada
Okay.
yada.
Mm.
It was just fucking huge, and I was moving it by myself like an idiot.
Oh,
So my glasses fell right off my face right as I was putting the TV down and fell under there, and it was just like too late, you know? Muscles were already doing what they were doing, and I was like, I just heard crunch and went, shit. But the glass didn't break, so they're fine.
yay!
Thank you for asking. Moving on.
Let's see. We're playing Grandia.
Did
Oh
you talk
yeah.
about what kind of show we have?
Mm-hmm.
I did. I said it.
I don't know. Does it matter? Is this anybody's first episode?
It
Who
could
sees
be.
Grandia
Every
episode
episode.
3 and is like,
Somebody out there has been desperately punching Grandia into their podcast search thing for years, and now they finally have a reason. But yeah, we're playing Grandia. This is episode 2 in our Grandia series. Episode 2 of how many? I don't know, because we keep stopping short of where we say we're gonna go.
Wait,
we
did
didn't.
we
We
stop
played-
short again?
We did. We played exactly to where we said we were gonna go.
I thought we said we were gonna play to the Garlisle base.
Oh, you're right. We totally did.
Oh.
God damn it.
Is the Dom Ruins
Oh,
not
John?
the Garlisle base? I was.
No,
John,
the-
just
We asked.
fix it like I did last week. It'll be hilarious.
Oh, come on.
The Garlisle base happens after the Dome Ruins.
Oh,
John, do you
jeez,
want to
Jim.
send me?
Ah.
Do you want to send me the MP3 before you post it, and I'll go in and just
Nope.
do the same thing again?
Matt-
Dom ruins.
Maybe after the episode, we could get you to record that. Just send me a little file of that, and then I can...
Oh yeah, that's a better idea. I can
Yeah.
do
That would be funny.
I will do that if you want.
Sure.
It'll be funny. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, but before we get into that and how we never play to the right place,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about how we leveled up this week. Matt,
I'll go.
yours still says farts, so please regale us with your
Thank you. I have
fart
it in
level up.
my handwritten notes, which is all I do now. I have 4 things I want to talk about. That's a lot.
Holy
but I'm going
Whoa.
to briefly
Wow.
talk about the first 2. Number 1, started playing Fortnite. It is such a PUBG ripoff that I can't believe that they haven't been sued. And it's not as good, but the matches are faster and it's a smoother user experience, so I find myself going back to it. Has anybody played it?
Ooh, I've played it.
What do you
No.
think?
I liked it. I haven't really. I feel like there's such a difference in skill level between me and the people who play it a lot with the whole building thing, and I always feel like I'm at such a disadvantage, but I still keep finding myself wanting to play it.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's like, it kind of makes me mad. What about you, John?
Yeah, me too.
I've never played Fortnite, and I don't think I really want to. Apparently, it's like the most popular game on the planet right now.
Yeah,
is.
With
it's
kids?
it's a free download, and it's not with, well, maybe with kids. I don't know. It is a free download, and it is PUBG. So it's not. That is why I decided to do it, even though I had no interest in playing it, just because it was free, and I thought, hey, I'll check this out. Anyway, so if that interests anybody, it is free on the Xbox and PS4 stores, and it's got a battle royale mode, and I don't know, maybe you'll like it. Number 2, I bought. Actually, you know what? I'll skip this one because I'll skip this.
Number 3.
So guys, right before we started recording, I watched episode 131 of Dragon Ball Super, the final episode.
Ooh.
And I want to talk about it, just more to our listeners, I guess. I know you guys aren't fans, but
No, I'm very interested to hear if there's a part where the hero charges up his most ultimate attack.
actually they did. It was different. So I'm going to very quickly spoil it, and I'm going to say, listeners, jump ahead a minute. John is walking away. He's so angry about spoilers.
He just doesn't want to be spoiled.
All right, so it ends. The big finish was Goku and ultimate overarching villain of the series, Frieza, teaming up to beat the bad guy, which was super interesting. And they haven't really done that before. Or I don't think there's really been any team-up finals either, so that was interesting. But it was really good. But that resulted in number 17, the boy android brother of number 18, Krillin's wife, winning and whatever. So that was interesting. Because, he's not the main character, but he won. Usually it's okay, whatever. That was and it was a sweet ending. And now people, the reason I wanted to talk about it was the title of the episode, Farewell Goku, had been leaked online a few weeks ago, and so everybody expected this to be for it to end with Goku dying, and it didn't. It had a very sweet ending, and I actually liked it a lot. And that was neat. And then at the very end, they made it as apparent as possible that this is just a hiatus and that the series will be coming back. It flat out said that we'll be coming back. There's a movie coming out at the end of the year, and then people expect the show to relaunch after that. But it had some twists at the end that were interesting, and it had a sweet ending, and I liked it a lot. So any listeners out there, do that. And
Number 4.
I started watching Dragon Ball.
What?
The first one?
The original series.
Like the English dub?
Yes, the English dub, original series, like with the little kid Goku.
Right.
And a pig.
And the pig and all that stuff, where it all started. I've never watched it. I've always wanted to.
I've seen one episode of that, and that is all the Dragon Ball I've ever seen.
Yeah,
the first episode.
That first series it's more slapstick than action, and it is perverse. There is constant sexual content.
Mm-hmm.
Bulma accidentally flashes her vagina at Master Roshi naked. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she's flashing him.
I don't remember that happening on YTV when I was a kid.
Huh?
I don't remember seeing that on YTV when I was a kid.
No,
Or teen.
there's naked Goku and Krillin are running around all over the place. There's little tiny dicks out all the time, and that's not the perverse part. The perverse part is there is so much sexual content that it is. I've considered watching it in the past with Connor to be like, hey, let's get into this. I'll never be able to watch this with him. It's gross. It's so much. It's gross. I'm waiting for it to. I know it's going to start being different at some point, so I'm waiting for that. But all right. Anyway, Jim, how did you level up?
I started playing PUBG on my mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really excited because I thought I was really good at it. And I was like, hey, everybody, I got second place and I killed 14 people.
I have the same experience, Jim.
And then the next day, John sent me an article that said they're all bots and you're not as good as you think you are.
I'm sorry, Jim. That was terrible of me.
I think that it is easier on mobile. I'm like level 15 at this point, and I still get kills all the time. I still kill people than last. It's easier.
I think it's more fun on mobile.
I do too. I wish the real version played like the mobile version.
It's pretty impressive how they were able to kind of take it wholesale though and put it on mobile, which is neat because it's like the full PUBG experience on your phone.
I think the map's a little smaller actually. And I think the buildings I know for sure they're different.
Yeah.
They will look similar to what's there on the outside, but once you get inside, they're totally different.
But like opening stuff and inventory management and using your scope and picking stuff up is way easier. So I like it, even though it hurt my ego a little bit to not be good at it. But
John, how do you feel about hurting Jim's ego like that?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
But yeah, that's what I did. John, how did you level up?
Well, actually, I did, briefly, I'll say that I did play there's an event going on right now with 8 teams, or 8-man teams, 12 of them, I think, in PUBG. Like, it's a special event. And I went in one of those with my friend, and I have voice chat turned off on the PC, which I think is probably the right thing to do. And my friend's says, they're just all clicking like Ugandan knuckles right now. And I just was like, can I just team kill everybody? Because like I just wanted them to all get in my vehicle and then drive off a cliff, because it's free to not be racist. It is free. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. There is no downside to not being a racist asshole on the internet. I'm just saying, like, maybe they should choose another tactic in their life. Also, I deadlifted 270 pounds, and that was great. And
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
And
deadlifted a mat.
I deadlifted 2 pounds more than myself, so it's starting to float, as Vanessa has suggested before.
Because now you can lift yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that tip.
John,
And-
do you remember the movie where the guy lifted himself up to... It was like it's something that I think somebody you and my age would remember, like Baron von Munchausen or something.
I haven't actually seen that. Isn't that a Terry Gilliam movie?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of goofy stuff. Like one guy can lift himself because... okay, never mind. Go ahead.
I also caught up on Drag Race, and season 10 is starting, and that show is both fantastic in terms of having, like, season 9 had this amazing trans woman on it, and there's a huge discussion of that. But then also RuPaul's like, I don't want trans people on Drag Race because it's cheating if they have surgery or hormones. It's
What
like,
the fuck?
oh, come on, Ru. You're so close to being cool, and then you go and you're just an asshole. And yeah, it's very depressing. So I still watch the show because it's the only show with queer people of color, queer fat people, queer poor people, which you never, ever see on television. And it's like,
Really?
well, yeah, the contestants make the show. The contestants are politically so far ahead of Rue that it's crazy. Yeah, anyway, I don't want to go into all that, but I still love Drag Race. I don't love RuPaul anymore.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. And
Vanessa.
Charizard, Matchup, Pinscher, Coughing, Dugtrio, Golbat, Starju, Magikarp, Ninetales, Ekans, Somastar, Scyther, Tentacle, Dragonar, Magmar. I'm back into Pokemon Go. I'm the one.
You're also like you like own a gym now, right? Like
That's right.
you're top dog.
Because so few people are playing Pokemon Go, it turns out it's really easy now to take over a gym with your Electro Dog.
That's
Which
really
I did.
cool, though. Isn't that neat that it's kind of hit a point where you can kind of can you do more stuff because the competition is so less hard?
I feel like it, and I feel like they've also made the Pokemons easier to catch. Maybe because people weren't as into it anymore, but I find myself catching some very remarkable Pokemon with little to no effort. So it's great.
I feel like it's starting to come back a little bit, this whole Pokemon Go thing. Like, they recently started, like, this little club at my office of people who, like, on their lunch breaks will go walk around the downtown area where my office is and catch Pokemon.
I did that yesterday, and walked around and caught some Pokemon, but there were all these kids in my way. It was weird. Anyway, it's good.
If I can ask you a question, Vanessa?
Yeah.
Do you think when we do finally play a Pokemon game for this show that you will A, like it, and B, already recognize all of the Pokemans?
I recognize a lot of the original Pokemons because I knew some kids who were into it. And I certainly recognize Psyduck, the best and ultimate Pokemon. Whenever I catch a Psyduck, I keep it. So I have like 20 Psyduck in addition to the one of every other kind of Pokemon I have on my phone. I don't know if I'll like it or not. I really have no idea.
Unless your team is just 20 Psyducks. Like
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing, right?
Yeah.
They're the best and ultimate Pokemon.
Exactly.
I would take over the world. I do think that were I to live in Pokeworld, I'd probably open like a museum of Psyduck. Doesn't that seem like something that they do in an episode? Be like, oh, welcome to the Psyduck Museum.
Once if they're all, like, especially grouped together like that, their psychic powers are such that you have no free will anymore, and you are just getting them food and...
Army of Psyduck.
Yeah.
It turns out that I'm just a hollow shell to my Psyduck masters.
Exactly.
Maybe a Psyduck could take their consciousness and place it into a human body.
But they can only
And
say
the
Psyduck.
only-
That's the problem.
Yes, that would be the only tell. You know, they're like walking down the street, going to the coffee shop, all like, Psyduck. Psyduck.
That'll be $4.50, please, ma'am. Psyduck. Do you want? Do you want me to leave room? Psyduck.
Ma'am, are you actually a Psyduck? Psyduck. I think this would be a great body horror film, actually. And
Oh,
the Pokemon
can you
franchise
imagine,
should
like, a
consider
guy-
expanding?
Like taking off his shirt or something to get in the shower, and he notices his like skin turning yellow.
Yeah, little feathers coming
he's,
out.
He's trying to explain what's going on to the doctor, and all he can spit out are fragments of the word Psyduck.
Yeah. He's taking a whole bunch of like migraine medication
Yeah.
because he's getting the headache.
It's terrifying.
That'd be so great. Anyway,
Hey,
Pokemon Go. If you haven't played it in a long time, check it out. There's I caught a rose Pokemon and a whale Pokemon.
rose?
It's a rose. It's just like a rose flower. It's like,
Really?
what's up? I'm a rose. Yeah.
That's cool.
Lots of new and interesting Pokemons, none of which are as good as Psyduck. That's my level up. Sand/Hitmonlee Psyduck Arcane.
Anyways, let's talk about Grandia.
Is that the song, like the original song from the cartoon, the Pokemon
It's the rap.
Catch 'em All song or
It's
whatever?
the Pokemon rap.
Yeah, it's the
Pokemon rap.
Poke Rap.
That's right. I remember I watched that show when it was on the air.
You know, things are getting a little too ubiquitous in pop culture when they make a rap out of it, and then it's like, you know what? It's probably time to.
But I think
check
wasn't
out.
that in the first episode of the cartoon? Like I never watched the cartoon, but my ex would sing that rap to me sometimes.
I
I've
don't
seen a
think
lot
so.
of the cartoon.
I
I don't
think it
remember
was
it in the. I
something
don't
that-
remember it in the cartoon.
It was. I think it was something that would play in between commercial segments.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like at the end of the show.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Oh,
they
maybe.
used to do it. I know it's similar. It was similar to how they used to do the Capitals song on Animaniacs.
I'll search the land, look far and wide, release from my hand the power that's inside. Venomous, Poliwag, Nordino,
All right, so it's time to talk about Grandia, I suppose.
Yeah,
Where did we leave off
Grandia.
last time, fellows? I missed, and I should have said this earlier. Apologies, listeners, for slipping out on the last episode. I started to feel a little queasy. But where did you guys leave off? I haven't even heard the episode yet.
We played to the steamer.
Steamer. The Cleveland Steamer?
The Cleveland steamer.
That's
Now, again, I haven't listened to the episode. Did you guys explain what a Cleveland Steamer is?
no.
We,
and we
I don't think we
never
made
will.
a Cleveland steamer
we did.
joke. We did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By we, I mean I.
Can somebody tell me what a Cleveland Steamer is, please? You've
No,
been laughing
thank
about it
you.
all week, and I'm ignorant of
Nope.
this particular
We will
topic.
not. Yep. Nope.
Can I
That
explain
bad?
it? And can I explain it and you can just bleep it out?
Okay.
Explain
yeah, well,
it to
Matthew,
me like I'm 5.
Matthew, bleep out the gross parts.
It's like, so
I'll
from
fuzz
what
it
I
out.
understand, it's when
No, no. No.
but like as a
No.
sexual thing, not like they're pranking you.
No. See, this is the part where we get an email that says, "Don't yuck people's yums," and I have to be like, "Okay, but."
There are some that are okay to yuck, and I would say anything that risks a serious bacterial infection leading to death, let's just go ahead and yuck it.
Oh, I love it, Vanessa.
Yeah,
Thank
if it's
you.
bad for your health, it's okay. I think it's okay
I
at
mean,
that point.
You know,
I mean,
if both
I'm
people
allowed
want
to
to
smoke
do it,
cigarettes.
like, go nuts. But
I
it is
mean,
not for me.
I'm not. I mean, it's okay to be like, I think that's bad.
Bad.
For you.
You're right. You're right, Jim.
Well, but so many things are.
That's true,
Yeah.
man. Cognitive dissonance. It's a
Yeah.
thing.
But again,
Like any
what we're
sex
doing,
risks your health, really.
nobody is talking about outlawing anything. I'm just saying that it's okay to be grossed out by something.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
For
thank
sure.
you. No,
And that is yucking a yum, basically. But I still, it's okay.
I
for me to be
I
grossed
always
out.
thought of yucking a yum as being like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I don't think people should yum my yucks. If I don't like it, I don't like it, and that's okay.
I love it. All right.
All right, so we did a Cleveland steamer in Grandia
Mm-hmm.
to the captain. That's how we got on the boat. All right, so we are on the steamship, and Justin is, I guess, just kind of on the boat.
Yeah, yeah. He's just got his normal. He's got his room.
Yeah.
There's like you can walk around and talk to people. There's like an hour of conversations you can have right now, if you want
Yeah.
to.
There's first class cabins and second class cabins and crew cabins, and everybody's got neat stuff to say.
Mm-hmm. For me, I don't know. The highlight NPC is this crew member whose mom is also on the ship and thinks he's doing a very good job.
She's great. She's a real fan, and he thinks it's great that she's there because she really supports him and takes care of him.
Mm-hmm. And the mom's
That's
like,
nice.
"Do you know any girls that would date my son?"
Mhm.
What about you? Does anyone else have a favorite NPC on this ship?
I would go with Rat Guy, the guy who stands in the corner counting rats. And,
I like that guy too.
Yep.
He gets upset if you interrupt him because he loses count.
Mm-hmm. There's also
I did have a favorite, and
Oh.
it was the man that you talked to before you went to sleep, because that meant that I could move on to the next day, because this whole part was awful.
There's a lady who likes a guy out in New Parm, and she decided to, because she wasn't sure if he likes her back, so she's gonna take like a month-long voyage to go see him and surprise him. He doesn't even know she's coming, and I just was like, oh no, that's
Yeah,
a
oh,
terrible
sweetie.
idea. Oh, sweetie.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
That's awful.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
do
a
that.
mistake.
Oh, no. What about the woman who's going for revenge?
Oh yeah.
She talks about how she is crossing the ocean to get revenge on a man who wronged her.
Mm.
And if you continue to talk to her, you found out that a man stole her apple pie, and she is going to go get revenge upon him.
Well,
That's amazing.
I mean, I
I did
understand
not
that.
catch that.
Pie is very good.
I
It
agree.
is very good.
Yeah.
Apple pie too.
I'm more of an apple crumble
So-
man, though.
We have a little stowaway on the steamer, right?
Oh yeah. See,
They
things.
do discover the stowaway. You come upon a group of men discussing how they're going to murder this child for stowing away on their ship.
Do you get to like choose from a menu what way they should murder this child?
I like how you talk to all of them, and they're all like the individual dialogue is just discussing how their preferred way of killing her.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, if you don't kill her, then you are going to anger the spirit of the sea, and they're all seamen, and so they get
Right.
very upset about that. You don't want
They're
to get
very superstitious.
yeah,
Sailors
Mhm.
are notoriously superstitious.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They want to throw her in a barrel and throw the barrel into the ocean.
Mm.
Yes. Some of them are a little bit hesitant. They're like, it's really too bad. We have to kill this child.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is.
They're like,
Why-
it's got to happen. I mean, but I'm not gonna do it. Somebody else is gonna throw it in.
Mhm.
Are they also going to throw Puff Puff overboard?
I guess so, man. Puffy's got to go in the water too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do they build
But-
a tiny barrel for Buffy?
That would be be great.
Do you imagine that Puff has like these gross claw things that are like digging into her skull?
I didn't until just now, but
Puff-
now I am.
Yeah.
Puffy's constantly also like drooling into her hair just because she's always hungry. But we convinced the sailors to spare Sue's life by becoming sailors in training. So if she's a sailor, then she technically can't stow away because she's supposed to be on the ship. So
Right.
they say, okay, you can be a sailor. Now it's time to do all of this slave labor. So they make you swab the decks, which is a nice little bullshit minigame.
We will discuss that
I mean,
later.
you know what?
Later, Matt.
Yes. John, are you excited to have a game with bullshit minigames again?
Yay! Yes. So this is it feels like about 3 hours of game time. Getting up, going back. Every time you swab the deck, people have new things to say about how you're a stowaway, and yeah, everyone's talking about this amazing adventurer who we're gonna meet.
And so we actually pick her up. That's like the next thing that happens in the game. Is we drive by, we sail by a series of islands where she's exploring, and we pick her up on her boat.
I don't think we're
And she
sailing.
comes-
Wait, can you sail a steamship?
What else would you do with it?
I don't know. Drive,
Drive it?
steer.
Steer it.
I don't know what what the verb is
No,
for
I'm almost
moving
positive
on
you don't sail. No, you don't sail in a. Because do you sail in a speedboat?
I don't think so.
Well, no. So no, you don't sail in a. You wouldn't sail in a steamboat.
So I don't know what the
You would.
verb is here.
You would.
Oh wait, hold on. There's a whole article about this.
Okay. Oh,
you would
let's
just ride in a steamboat.
So, they're really upselling this adventurer, and I was streaming this whole thing on YouTube, and I was like, this adventurer who's the best adventurer in the world better not be like one level ahead of me, because she better be like 50 levels ahead of me because she's the best adventurer in the whole world. I was very disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I
To
guess
be
it just
fair-
shows that there really aren't good adventurers in the world.
I guess they do kind of explain this later, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I feel like she should have been like level 50 because these are children, and they are the same level.
These are babies.
But this is the thing that I wanted to ask: how old is she supposed to be?
Well, let's get there. But Jim, what
Let's
was
get there.
your answer to boating?
Really? So this blog post says that there is no good answer.
Drive?
It's
You
it
drive a
seems
fucking
to lean
speedboat.
towards steering the boat.
Steer a boat, yeah.
Okay, but
But if you aren't actually steering it, like if you're a deckhand or something.
Well, you're steering it in the sense that like you're dictating its direction.
okay.
Yeah,
I
what
never
do you-
did anything like that in this game.
Well, you're not piloting the boat.
That's true. I
That
don't
handsome
know. I
bearded
don't know.
captain's piloting the boat. Oh,
Oh.
hi, handsome
Ooh,
bearded
that big
captain.
burly captain
Oh,
man.
hi, yeah.
But Fina comes aboard, and she comes aboard with like these big chests full of treasure that you never see again.
She comes aboard with a fuck ton of treasure chests.
Yeah,
and
you
I
never
wanted
see them
those
again.
treasure chests so
And she doesn't
bad.
even seem concerned about taking them home when we get off the boat later.
Jim, I have some bad news for you about this treasure. I think, given what we know about the Adventurers Guild later, is it just fake? Is this just pretend treasure?
Yeah, they're chests full of Legos.
Yeah, this is just like promotional goods to like advertise the Adventurers Guild.
But it's not that the Adventurer Guild does nothing.
It is.
like Chuck E.
They
Cheese
do
tokens.
nothing. All they do is fake adventure
Let's-
tours.
I
But-
don't.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Spoilers.
All right.
But
Spoilers.
before we get there, our ship is set upon by a mysterious ghost ship.
Ghost Ship, like the movie with what was it? Juliana Margulies.
That movie is pretty good.
Just one. It's the scene where everyone gets cut in half. Of that is good.
Which is the opening scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Good job, movie, for cutting your entire cast in half in the first 5 minutes. But the ghost ship comes up and everybody gets super spooked, except for Justin, Fina, and Sue.
Mm-hmm.
And one
Fina
thing
doesn't believe in no ghost.
Yep.
Yeah, Fina does not believe in ghosts. And she's like, I'm going to go on this ship and figure this out. I don't know why everybody thinks that this ship is going to kill them, because it's seemingly just an empty... they could just, like, drive away from it.
Yeah, it's just like sitting there.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have like a record of killing people?
There
If
are
it
stories.
did, how would they know that it has a record of killing people?
That's true.
It always
They just made it
leaves
up.
one survivor on the ship because she was too short for the thing to cut in half.
Right, I
Yeah.
saw that movie. I actually own that movie on Blu-ray. I am the world's biggest
Wow.
Ghost Ship fan, and I don't
All right.
even like it that much.
But it has
You're
Juliana
the
Margulies.
only person that can say that, Vanessa. I own this on Blu-ray.
They just
Well, I was
going
gonna
to
get DVD, but only the Blu-ray was available.
It's not a bad movie for like a haunted boat movie.
Yeah, in the long list of haunted boat movies, I would put it solidly in the top 10.
Yeah.
What is that list, Vanessa?
Ghost Ship,
Uh,
Titanic,
boat trip.
Boat Trip,
That
Overboard.
that terrible
There's-
movie Virus could be on there.
There's 4 pirates. Are there 4 or 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies? I believe
Oh,
all
like
of those
5
have ghosts
now.
on ships.
There's at
It's
least
true.
11.
ships.
Yeah.
We might already be at 10.
Yeah.
Wow, actually,
Nice. Thanks,
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Great job.
I'm actually impressed that we were able to come up with that.
There's no ghosts in Boat Trip.
Or Overboard.
Overboard? Did you say overboard?
I did.
One thing that made me laugh about this whole ghost ship situation is that Fina's like, I don't believe in ghosts, and then you jump on the boat that is chock full of ghosts, and then, spoiler alert, when you leave, she's like, see, I told you ghosts didn't exist, and it's like, you just killed like 30 of them.
Yeah, how could she not believe in ghosts? Is this like cognitive dissonance? Is she like repressing the ghosts? Were they that terrifying?
I
Like,
guess they were too scary.
I don't know. Can we talk about Fina a
Yeah.
little bit?
Yeah.
Justin seems pretty smitten with her.
everyone does.
And
everyone.
she doesn't seem totally horrified by Justin, who's like, what, 14?
15.
But she's clearly an adult,
I
right?
do
Uh,
not
Because
think
she's
she is
been
clearly an adult at all.
off
I think
by
she's
her own.
maybe 17 or 18.
Justin is off
Oh.
on his own and is 14 years old.
She is 15 years old.
Where are the grown... What?
What?
She is 15.
What?
What?
Okay.
What?
Also,
It all
Sue.
just became a lot less creepy.
Have you noticed Sue seems to be attracted to her, which is cool?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sue is like 6.
She's 8.
That is not.
Well, I
I
mean, like,
know.
Sue has
John.
an innocent
yeah, she
crush.
has like a
Sean.
kid crush. I had kid crushes on people when I was 6.
Well, Fina also wears like a bikini top,
Yeah.
Does
which
she?
is
She has
I
cool
guess,
green hair.
par for the course.
She's
for an
basically, if
RPG.
you've ever seen Urusei Yatsura, the Lum series, she looks a lot like Lum. She has green hair. She's wearing a bikini. She's Lum.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
She's world famous for adventuring, I guess, even though she's 15.
Well, I want
Yeah.
to say this. I was going to say this earlier. Well, the only people we actually hear that from, I think, are the people on this ship who all seem to know her and be her friends.
And everybody on the at the town who loves her. The town of New Parm is obsessed with Fina.
All
They do
right.
like
I
Fina.
wasn't sure. That's why I kind of was. I figured maybe you had a different experience.
Now, if
'Cause
you give
I
her,
didn't talk to fucking anybody in New Parm.
if you give her water spells, does she become Aquafina?
Oh, nice. Haha.
Haha, I get it.
Please cut that joke.
With everything we're bleeping or cutting out of this episode, it's going to end up being like half an hour.
You should just bleep my punchline of that joke, and then the listeners can guess what terrible joke I made.
Yes. If you think you know what terrible joke John made, write in to squarerootspodcast@gmail.com.
So we're going on to the ghost ship.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
No, I guess never mind. Go
I
ahead.
don't know what I forgot what the stated goal of getting on the ghost ship was. I guess to figure out why it's there.
Well,
Yeah,
it's not just
a mystery.
yeah, it's a
Scooby-Doo
mystery.
this thing.
But Fina also will not let you two on, and
Yeah.
they get real scared. I forget how you finagle. You want to be adventurers, and she's like, "No, you're just kids," even though we're all the same age except for Sue. And so you like get into big arguments, and she doesn't want you on. But what changes her mind?
She asked for volunteers.
Nobody else will
She asked for
come.
volunteers to go on
Yeah.
the ship, and Justin and Sue are the only ones who will volunteer.
Oh, that's
And because
right.
she's
Yeah.
like, this boat full of sailormen, seamen won't go onto the boat, but these kids will.
Well, also, she still said no, and Justin said, "Fuck you, I'm going anyway," and just left. And she was like, "All right, I guess I'll come."
That's true.
Yep.
There's the idea of Chekhov's gun. In this game, there's Chekhov's crane operator, because there's a crane operator, and he's like, "I'm a crane operator. If you ever need to use a crane, just let me know."
His crane is named Elizabeth.
Which I guess he's like our 5th favorite NPC on the boat, because he's great.
Mhm.
So Elizabeth saves the day because Elizabeth lets you get over to the boat.
That's true.
Oh, back up,
Ghost-
back up,
Ookie, ghost
back
ship.
up, back to the main ship. I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
another NPC to talk
Okay.
about.
Okay, yes,
Oh,
please.
Okay.
If you go into one of the
Barge
upper
called
class
Gardens.
cabins, you
Very well.
run into a man who, and this is after you have obtained Sue for your party. The man says that Puffy looks just like his dead son.
What?
What?
Did you run into this guy?
I don't think I talked to this guy.
Yeah, it has to be like after you get Sue and you go and you talk to this guy and he's like, "Oh, Puffy looks just like my son. Oh, I miss my son so much. He's gone." And then Sue speculates that perhaps Puffy came from New Parm originally, if there are other...
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that
Oh
part.
yeah, me too.
Or I think she knows Puffy came from New
Yeah.
Parm.
Yeah, Justin's
the
dad
man-
picked Puffy
Mhm.
up there.
The man is very happy to see Puffy because he reminds him of his deceased child.
Do you think it's like how some people think their cat or their dog is their child? And he had a Puffy?
It's possible, but he clearly says son more than once, I think.
Maybe his son had a gross nose that looked like some kind of pustule?
Yeah, and some like big flappy ears and
Claw feet
wings or
that
whatever.
latch themselves onto the skull of children.
Mm-hmm. And there's a woman in there too, and she's like, "Oh, my husband's really happy to have seen Puffy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you." It was very strange. Anyway, fast forward back to Elizabeth.
Yeah, we're
So we
getting
mount Elizabeth.
on the ghost ship now,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna fight some ghosts. But
Yeah, these seem to be actual terrifying ghosts. Maybe it was like so horrifying to Fina because it was like ghosts reenacting their deaths and like it was super gory or something. I mean, we're seeing it the sprite graphic version. Maybe the reality was chilling.
she just
to these
couldn't do
children.
it.
Yeah, she just can't process it.
I hated the ghost ship because you pan the camera around and you still can't see anything that's going on in any of the rooms.
Okay, that's the every fucking level.
No, I
Jim.
found the ghost ship was the
Because
worst.
there are like
because you
beams.
would just disappear into blackness.
There are like
Yeah.
beams that are sitting, laying above, and the game decides to show you them in every room for some reason, and so you can't see anything around the beams.
Now, this is not the first Scooby-Doo type mystery we have done in the history of Square Roots, but I cannot remember the other game.
Persona.
Yeah, I would say Persona had a Scooby-Doo-y sort of thing.
There was one game that had a specific mission
Oh.
where we went to a
Game with a specific.
We went to
mission.
a
guys,
ghost ship
we were
with a
making
shark in it.
Scooby-Doo. making Scooby-Doo jokes the whole time, so that's why
Was it Super Mario RPG?
maybe. Listeners, if you remember the episode where we made a bunch of Scooby-Doo jokes because of some sort of Scooby-Doo situation,
If you're an enterprising listener, just go ahead and take all of our jokes and throw them into a wiki. That way we know when we made them and who made them.
This was called unpaid labor. We will not compensate you for this.
We would also prefer it if you left your name out of the credits on the wiki.
Go ahead and erase yourself from existence. This is going to be like the pyramids. You're going to create the wiki, and then we're going to bury you with it.
Do this and then never
Yikes.
listen again.
No, Jim. We love our listeners.
Just
Do not
kidding.
do unpaid work for a podcast.
That's bullshit. Do a wiki if you want. People appreciate that.
Okay.
I'm not going to stop someone from doing
Yeah.
a wiki unless it's full of inaccurate information, in which case I will report you.
Oh my God, what if every episode said that you were Matthew?
Mm-hmm.
No,
What?
I'm Vanessa.
I would do Vanessa's bio and then just have everything be like black text, like the big blocks, redacted
Yes,
lines.
because I'm a secret. Mm-hmm.
All right, so Ghost Ship, bad camera. Trying to get around is super frustrating, but it's also fairly easy.
Yeah.
I had no
Does
problem
that
getting
make-
around.
Does that make Vanessa the Wolverine of our podcast?
Yeah.
I am the best at what I do, bub.
And what is it that you do?
I won't
She's
say.
Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa.
All right, Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
We get through there. There's some treasures.
There are some good
I
items
found
in
all
the
the
ghost ship
treasures.
if you're
Ghost
patient
ship.
enough to pan the camera around and find it.
Damn it, I don't know.
I did. Yeah, I got like a whip for Lena, or not Lena, Fina.
There's a sword.
And yeah, and I'm leveling up all my stuff. I haven't got any new weapon attacks yet. Like I've been leveling up all my weapons and nothing. When do you get those?
Really?
It takes a while.
I've got-
I think the next one for Fina, I think the last one I got, I've gotten two for her. One was like a knife hurl, which when you level up your knife skill
have
to
that.
something, and then the
Yep.
paralyzed whip, which I think you have to get to like level 24 with the whip before
I
you
think
get.
I have that one too.
No, I've had paralyzed
Yeah.
whip since the start with her.
Maybe there's
Yeah.
another one
And
then.
knife throw.
Okay.
I've got for
Oh, paralyzed whip is whip level 4.
Okay. So I have that.
Justin's got V slash and like wind slash or something, right?
Okay, I haven't leveled up wind enough then. Maybe wind magic.
Yeah. Hey, we should talk about. Do we have magic at this point? No, I
No.
guess
Fina does.
Get it
Yeah.
right.
We'll
after.
talk about
Fina does.
Fina has
Fina has burn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll
Yeah.
talk to that. Well, I mean, I guess now. So once you get onto the ghost ship, Fina's in your party.
Yeah, she's a character now.
Yay!
Yay! And she has a spell called Burn, which does what?
Burn stuff.
Sets
Burn.
fire to enemies.
What do you guys think of the spell effects? The graphics here.
The animation is too long.
It is, and I could do without the little bits of dialogue before the spell
Really?
gets cast. The "Oh flame, burn 'em," and
I love it. It's my favorite.
it's
thing.
okay 10 times, but not 1,000.
That's actually the best voice acting in the game.
No,
I
the
think.
the
It's-
best voice
she
acting
goes,
is the
"Oh flame, burn 'em." I love it.
the rah 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 cheerleader healing spell is still my favorite thing in the game.
Me too.
That one is super cute.
Yeah.
But no, this has replaced it. I love it when she says that. I don't know why.
Oh,
It
Vanessa,
cracks me
have
up.
you used that healing spell yet?
Yeah, I did it, but I've been playing it with the volume off.
Oh,
Well, I like to play and watch TV at the same time.
But it's special.
so we
Squid.
yeah, we get to the end of the ghost ship, and I get this. This is the part that made no sense because they say they they guess that the ship was beset upon by a giant squid, and
Mhm.
the ship has been killing people ever since. So is the squid steering the boat and then killing other
Yeah.
people on other boats?
The squid's like using the boat as its house.
But he's intentionally steering the boat to other boats to kill other people.
Squids are very intelligent.
I guess this part did not make any sense to me. But we do have to fight the squid, and it's a pretty tough boss battle at this point in the game.
Yeah, because it's got like a tentacle that's always healing itself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be delaying that attack as much as, or that special thing.
Yes.
With your delay.
You want to cancel that cast.
Yeah.
I was playing this yesterday, and I'm playing this game with a fact, basically. I'm just going to get that out there. So I definitely knew how to take this guy out already, and so it was a very easy fight for me because I destroyed that right heel casting tentacle like that, like bam.
Oh. I didn't at first until I realized it was going to be casting heals, and then I was like, oh, I need to be canceling. Everyone cancel the heal tentacle all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I struggled very hard. The squid killed me at first, but then I focused most of my attack on the body, because if you defeat the body, the tentacles will go away, and that helps.
This game has save points before bosses, which I appreciate.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Yes, good game
and
design.
It recovers. Auto recover. There's a recover option,
Which is nice. And you know what, the little hints that you can get at the save points are actually pretty useful. Yeah, because they explain the game mechanics. So like if you had questions about like the skill levels or mana eggs, it's all explained in the little hint section.
Oh, that's cool. Now, is anybody using a fact at this point to focus on which skills they need to be leveling up?
No.
I'm I'm at the point in the game where I can go in and check and see what my levels are. So I'll be like, maybe I should go ahead and level up like Justin's sword or whatever. So I'll do that for a little bit. And once you get like after the point where we're playing today, weapons will really start to have an effect on the types of enemies that you encounter. So if Justin is using a specific axe and it says it's good against plants, when you fight the tree people in the forest, you can one hit them.
Well, we've already done that. Like we did that today.
Did we?
Yeah, because the forest is before the Dom ruins.
Oh, where you fight the Ents?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't, and no weapon was doing damage, but I was like, oh, maybe I should try an axe with the guy, because axes are good against trees, and they are good against trees. I was really delighted.
Now, is everybody aware of how the skill mechanics with that stuff works and how you gain like new spells and everything?
It's based on the damage that you do against enemies, I think.
Well, that's not, I don't mean it like that. So as you use skills, be it sword or wind or fire or whatever, you level up that specific ability, and you get new skills by reaching certain levels in those abilities.
Right.
So you level up your fire skill, and once you've got fire 5 and wind 3, let's say, that's not what it is. I can't remember exactly what it is. Then you get a thunder spell.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, not only do you have to level them, like, the characters have to have both magics.
Right. Yes.
And one thing that's nice about the game is that when you go to buy spells, it will tell you what the combinations are. It'll say this plus this equals, ice or whatever.
Yeah. So I've got Justin is, I think, wind, water.
Heart.
Sue is
fire?
No, I don't remember. Fina is fire, earth, and Sue.
I've got Sue as earth and water, because earth is like defensive spells, and water is healing.
I am getting flashbacks to Secret of Mana having to like use the worst spells to level them up.
Yeah.
Although you don't really need to do that in Secret of Mana because like you'd never use them anyways.
These actually go fast, I'll say, because I've already started doing it, and it goes fast, and because you do it every combat, so all you got to do is use it in combat.
Yeah.
You're getting it early enough that like it's great to use it because it knocks out. You want to use them. It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't like using fire because it's got such a limited range.
Yeah, but the second fire spell, because there's also spell slots. This game doesn't have mana; it has spell slots.
Right.
So you get level 2 spells and level 3 spells, and they're all different. So you level 2 fire, mega burn or whatever, hits like the whole fucking
burn
field.
flame.
Burn flame. And the wind slash ability
The
or
howl?
whatever. Yes, howl will hit a big old burst of people. In
Right.
fact, this is something I wanted to bring up. It's interesting how most of the spells and heal spells and stuff in this game are full party spells.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about it is that when you go to heal people, for the most part, it heals everybody. And like
Not the heal. Level 1 heal only targets one person, doesn't it?
You're right.
But a
yes.
lot of the- but like
the
the
cheer
rah-rah
does the
does.
whole field.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned with the burn, it's got a smaller thing, but every spell, I think, every attack spell seems to be an area of effect spell, not a single
the
target spell.
defense up
That's-
cast to everybody
That's
as well.
rare for games like
Yeah.
this, I think.
And you can't friendly fire, which is good.
One thing
Yeah.
I like about
Persona's the only other game I can think of where you start early on getting area of effect spells, but even that one doesn't start like that. You start with the single.
Right.
One thing I like about the battle system is that, like, when you first start a battle and you notice that all the enemies are grouped together, it's kind of an incentive to go ahead and cast like a flame or a burn flame because you're going to get all of them at once.
Right.
But sometimes they're scattered, so your tactics have to change a little bit, which is neat.
Yeah.
So it's based on damage you do? So the more damage you do with a spell, the more you level it
I
up?
believe so.
Okay.
The more experience
Yeah.
you get for
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah.
And it's,
All right.
I think it's only like 100 experience per level, so it's not like it's.
Yeah, I
something
find like my weapons leveling up constantly because I attack a lot.
Yeah.
So Squid Man, it doesn't talk to you, right?
does not
Squid
talk to
doesn't
you.
have any dialogue. Aw.
No, he's also the Squid King, which good for him.
Oh.
We're like
Yeah.
we're killing kings all over the place, man. We did the Orc King last episode. Now we're doing the Squid King.
This is not the first Squid King we have killed.
We killed.
I
It's
swear to God.
regicide the game.
We
Not in this game. This is not the first Squid King we've killed in Square Roots.
Yeah, probably
we killed
not.
the
Is
squid
Ultros the
in
Squid
Super Mario
King?
RPG that was in the ghost ship.
Yeah, and I'm fairly certain we've done one other one because I'm fairly certain we have. I don't know. Squids are popular enemies,
They
guys.
It's true.
because they're icky.
Popular mini bosses.
So we sink the. Well, do we sink the ghost ship? I think we do.
No,
We don't.
do you? I don't think
Why
so.
do
I
we
think
have
it
to
just
leave in
floats
such a
away.
hurry then?
Oh, you're right. It
Because
is
it's
sinking.
Yeah, it is
Sinking.
sinking. So Fina's like, you never go in without a way out, and then she uses her whip and saves everybody from the sinking ghost ship.
hmm And then Fina seems to say, well, it was the squid that was sinking other ships all along, not a ghost.
There's no ghosts.
No ghost.
Uh-huh.
Other than the ghosts you were fighting the whole time on the
Yep.
ship.
And also, nobody
She
questions
just-
the logistics of this this squid captaining this boat around the ocean as like some kind of
I mean-
pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this exactly what it was in Super Mario RPG, though? Like, the squid is living in the boat?
Yes.
No, it was wasn't
Like
it
a
shark?
shell?
I thought you fought the shark in the
No,
boat.
you fought the squid
Yeah.
and the shark.
Oh.
That was the shark
That's
man.
right. There
That was
a
the shark
squid
man
in
and
there.
his...
Because
That was two
when you
different
guess the password correctly in the ship in Super Mario, the tentacle comes out through the little phone thing and
Right.
like does the come here gesture.
levels.
And I think it's the same level. Don't you fight the squid and then the
And then Johnny,
Then the
right?
shark-
Maybe.
yeah, Johnny the shark.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you're right.
All right.
All part of the same area
Yes.
anyway.
You're all part of the same area. So
Oh.
we get off the sinking ship. We do not drown the children.
America.
They climb onto Elizabeth for safety.
Mhm.
hmm
And then we get back to the
And everyone's super impressed. It's great.
yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
thinks Justin is like cool beans, but they still make you swab the deck some more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did they? I didn't. I never had to swab the
I don't
deck
think you
again.
have
think
to, but like like you can wake up and talk to the guy, and he'll be like, "Well, is your day over? Are you all done?" And you can just go, "Yep, I'm going right back to bed."
Yep.
Or you
But I liked to walk around and get the accolades from everyone, including the man who says, "Oh, Puffy, you saved the day. It makes me so happy that you, who look just like my son, are such a hero."
Oh my God, this game. All right, now can I say something? I think at this point is about the time that I realized that I actually like Justin.
He's not so bad.
No.
He's a
He's
little
not so
annoying.
bad. After fucking Chaz, the Bachelor contestant, of a video game character because he's just a fucking blank slate of a boring person. Anyway, like all the bachelors. Yeah, I like Justin a lot. I mean, not a ton. He's not the best person ever, but he's entertaining. It's refreshing.
Yeah, he has a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Brash young man. I'm gonna be a pirate.
One thing I like about this game is that it's very like, I mean, the main character is like this brazen idealist who's super positive all the time, and I like that.
Yeah. I like that it's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's not like mopey, which is good.
Can you
so
like I remember when I first played this game, which was not long after it hit the PlayStation, and like I think I said this last episode, but it was right when Final Fantasy VIII was a thing.
Yeah.
So you had, you know, Emo Squall, and that game was like, it's a good game, but it's not super fun.
Yeah.
And this game is really bright and fun, and it was a nice contrast to Final Fantasy VIII.
I think that it visually looks a lot like Final Fantasy Tactics too, and because it is an isometric field, you run into a lot of the same problems where you can literally just swing outside of the world and just your camera be floating in black.
Yeah, where you see like the edges of the environment.
Yeah, or just something or just totally block your view, which can be so fucking annoying.
So we get
all right,
but you know what, John? I wanted to say what? I wanted to say you were right. Now I've played the game more. I've focused on it more. I still think the environments are muddy garbage, but the animations for the little guys are wonderful. There are some. They keep getting better.
Ah, the little guys.
Yeah,
little guys.
The people,
little guys,
and sometimes the stuff in the environment that's, if they're using it or something, can look good. It's the game world environment where I'm like, ugh. But that's just visual. I can't see. All right. So anyway,
we're still eventually. I think it's just a couple days after we stop the ghost ship, we finally get to New Parm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the new world, and we disembark, and Justin's like, "Hey, let's go into town and go to the Adventure Society. I want to talk to Mr. Goss. I have this cool note from my mom." And Fina's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that." And we find out why once we get there.
Yeah.
That I guess the Adventure Society used to be a real thing that adventurers did, and they had adventures, and now it's run by Goss's son, whose name is Pakon? Is that how you guys pronounce that?
Did you spend some time walking around the market before you went there? Because I sure did.
I did too.
I went to the satellite office, and they're like, that's a lot of work, so go to the main office.
Yeah.
And I met a fisherman who is very into vor.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. You go talk to this guy. He has a fish that's about the size of a man. And he was like, "Oh, you think this fish is big? This is nothing. There are fish out there that are so big, they're like the size of a boat." And Justin's like, "Oh, how do you fish that?" And he's like, "Well, you really can't. And it's a pity because I'd really like to eat one. But I've figured out what to do. I'm going to jump into the mouth of the giant fish and eat it from the inside out."
Oh, man.
Oh.
Gross.
And Justin's kind of like, "Are you really going to do that?" And he's like, "Well, someone needs to do it.
It's gotta be
Maybe
done.
to see if it's safe first."
That's not...
I don't
Is
see
this
any
when we get
problems.
Is this when we get that little sunset scene?
That happens as you're approaching New Parm.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so yes, that is one week. Well, right. This is right after that.
Yeah.
What did you get? I thought it was a sweet little scene.
Yeah, there's a couple of those, I think, even in this episode where people are just kind of enjoying the scenery, which is nice.
Well, I mean, where they the camera zooms in on the characters and
They kiss.
there's they kiss.
They don't kiss, no.
No one's kissing.
All these kids are kissing each other.
No.
They're little cinematics, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So I wandered around New Parm quite a bit. I bought some new weapons. I was enjoying myself, you know.
Yeah.
I traded in a mana egg and got some magic for Sue.
What did you get her?
Fire.
Oh, I got her water.
See, I
got her water after.
I gave her earth magic first.
Interesting.
Because that'll up your defense.
Ooh.
I also like.
I gave her water first.
I also like Sue's.
No, I accidentally fucked up and gave water to Justin, and was real mad about it. And then was just like, all right, well, I guess you're my healer now.
Why not?
I actually like Sue's things that she yells before she casts spells. It's like, you're not gonna get away with that. While flailing
I
her
started
animal
using
around.
her. I think I like her ranged attack, and I use her attack. I think more than anything with her.
She
has voice lines like when she heals, she says, "Come on, get up." Except even if she's healing herself,
Yeah.
so I feel like she's psyching herself up a little bit.
I like that. That's fun. Come on.
So
the Adventurers Guild. Did you notice the Adventurers Guild on the outside has like a man in a sombrero and like all these cutouts of happy people on the roof? I loved the art design of that. There's definitely is a new world like post Columbus, Central America and Mexico kind of feel to it.
Yeah, they're very like Spanish type architecture going on in New Parm.
Everyone likes really spicy food.
Yeah. They have the clay roofs.
There were also some guys what look like John.
Well,
That's right. There was a John.
Yep.
Two of them, I think.
Yep.
They flank the door of the Adventure Society.
I think I'm a little bit thinner than them. I'd say a little bit.
Whoa, way to insult
I'm
John.
sorry to hear that.
That's fine.
And I went and there are a couple mansions on the outskirts
There
of
are.
town, and one of them is occupied by Fina's, I guess, arch rival or frenemy. And there's a little girl outside this mansion selling fan club material
For
for
Fina?
the woman inside.
Oh.
No, for the other girl.
Oh.
And then you go in, and the girl's like, she's standing there in a Sunday dress and a parasol, and she's like, I'm as cute as Fina.
Yeah, this town is obsessed with Fina.
Yeah, they are.
They're like saying she's the best adventurer ever, and she's only like level 7. So why is she the best adventurer ever?
Because every other adventurer sucks.
Well, yes.
Did you see all that treasure she
Is
brought
this
aboard
where-
that boat?
Once again,
A whole
it's
bunch.
promotional material.
It's full of pamphlets.
All right, so you go into the little festive sombrero.
Yep, you go and
Area.
speak to Mr. Pacon, who is now the leader of the Adventurers Society, and he's a real goof.
I like the
Yep,
password you have to
he's a
use to get
fucking
inside, which is like, Mr. Pacon is my master and I'm his servant or
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's Pacon is a real weirdo.
something. He's got a dripping nose.
Well, yeah, which is kind of like JRPG speak for this guy's stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
He kind
and
of
he
looks like...
says like nyuk nyuk a
Yeah,
whole
and-
bunch.
Doesn't he look like One Punch Man a bit?
He does kind of like the way he's drawn.
Yeah. Except fat.
But yeah, he's a real goof, and he basically says that Justin can't do any adventures until he gets a license, and he can't even have a map. And he needs to be officially sanctioned by the Adventurers Society to do anything, and he'll never get a license or whatever. So
Because he was rude.
yeah, because he was rude. So Justin's like, hey, I don't need your map. Fina's probably got one. Let's go to Fina's house.
And also, they are just doing adventure tours. They aren't doing real adventures.
Yeah.
It's like
They're
Okay.
just
pre-packaged.
I was waiting for this. I disagree.
You don't think they're doing real adventures?
How?
Or you do think they're doing real adventures?
I think that they're doing both. I think
Nope.
that there are real adventures going
Uh-uh.
on.
Nope.
Then what was Fina doing?
A fake promotional tour. She is just as
She
strong
was
as
out
kids.
there alone.
Yeah, but she is just as strong as the kids.
It doesn't matter. She was out there alone. She was hunting for treasure. There are places that people go to still to hunt for treasure, but
But
they're
She
also
does. I
doing
think
touring
Matthew
bullshit.
has a point because she does mention when you get to the Dom ruins later that she's already been there. She's been there before.
Yeah, but she wasn't supposed
She
to be.
talks
Like,
about going on.
there are
She talks about she's an adventurer. They're not
Yeah.
saying. Nobody says that she does tours.
everyone
Just
else
because
does
he
tours.
tells you have to do tours.
No, but
The
everyone
thing is-
else does tours.
Who does
You
the
say
tours?
everyone else, but we haven't met all adventurers. The whole thing is this kid has turned it into a tour thing.
Yeah.
But there are still people out there that are adventurers.
You're
Like
buying
Fina.
this kid's like fake promotional
Yeah,
items.
but she
You
also
are-
she won't
Yeah.
defy
you
their
still have
rules.
to be a part of his guild. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
she
Yeah.
won't
Yes.
go against his rules, and his rules are you're just going to give tours. Like there's signs outside the Dawn Ruins saying that you can't go in, and I guess Fina decided to go against that. But the whole reason that she doesn't want to go on adventures is she's not allowed to.
That is true.
No, you are assuming that she's only doing tours. They never say that.
No, but there's a big plot point about her defying the Adventure Guild.
That's true.
But she's
And she's-
defying the Adventure Guild by going with Justin, who is not an adventurer, to the Dom Ruins.
Yeah,
Or giving, because the
Matt-
whole thing is he wants her map, and she
Yeah.
won't
Yeah.
give it to him. That is how she defies them. She doesn't defy them by saying, "I'm not going to go be a tour guide."
oh, that I don't know. I kind of think
It
that
never
Fina's
says that
job-
she is a tour guide. All right,
Look,
I keep
Fina
interrupting.
is
I'm
the face of this adventure society. Her job is to go around and talk about how great the adventure society is and her amazing adventures and drum up business. She's on all their posters and promotional tour. She's like the spokesperson.
hmm
But does she go on adventures, or does she only do tour stuff?
She does neither. She is not a tour guide,
All right, you know what?
nor
Fuck
does
it,
she
I'm
go
with
on
Vanessa.
actual adventures. She does promotional work.
That's canon now.
I do like what's the dude's name? His office, the Paklov? No,
Pack on.
Yeah,
Pack-on.
Pakon's office is just full of posters of Fina,
Yeah.
and like
Oh
in the
my
corner,
God.
there's a weird, creepy Fina doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. The
Yes.
design of this room made me laugh so hard.
Jim, did you mention that he tells us that he is going to marry Fina?
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
he does. He is dangerously obsessed with Fina. She is correct
Yes.
to have caution around him.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, he is
This is why Me Too is a thing, because of awful workplaces like this.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is a harasser.
Definitely, and he feels entitled to her attention, even though she has repeatedly said no.
And he's
Yep.
abusing his authority as the director of the Adventurers Guild to coerce her into a relationship.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's using job access and promotions as threats.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He's a bad.
I don't like him.
He's a bad guy.
Nope. Bad man.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we
So we go
leave
to
him.
a yurt.
What's that?
We go to a yurt.
A yurt.
Yeah, Fina's yurt.
Oh.
That's like a fancy tent.
Yeah, we got to do one of those little those little in between dungeons first. We got to do the Merrill Road.
Mhm.
And
I got a mana egg.
yeah, there's a man egg there. There's a lot of spiders you can fight that are really easy. You can get some experience.
Mhm.
And eventually you make it to Fina's house. She's got a nice little thing going, man. She's got a camel turtle outside.
Mhm.
She's got a
Turtle camel?
Yeah, she's got a nice little house. Justin stumbles upon some of her panties.
It's a yurt. Please say
Or
yurt.
yurt.
He does. JRPGs,
He
why?
touches her panties.
Why is this
Oh,
always the
God,
way?
yeah. I was like, okay, when does she appear? Why isn't she appearing? Like I was wandering around, going inside and
Me
outside. It's
too.
like I looked at everything here. Why isn't? Oh no.
Oh, I have to touch her
Mhm.
underwear.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I have to touch this 15-year-old's underwear.
Aren't they more?
Alright.
Yeah.
They're like
But-
bloomers. They aren't panties.
They
And
call
also,
them
he
panties in the
doesn't-
game.
He does not do anything. It is Sue who grabs them and then tosses them at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, because what Sue does seem to have a crush on Fina.
But they do call them panties in the game.
They do, but they are very obviously bloomers and not panties.
that is true.
Look, you wear them, you wash them, you put them away, you wear them again. There's no big mystery to panties. Get over it.
So Fina comes in and she's embarrassed because Justin's holding her underwear, but she tells you that she is not going to give you her map. And that, basically, even though Pacon's a real creep, she's got to abide by the Adventure Society's rules, and she's just going to go on with her business.
Poor Justin's real
because-
disillusioned.
He is.
Yeah. Well, her career is important to her, and I don't blame her.
It's true.
But at this point, you go outside of the house, and Fina is being kidnapped by Pacon.
Yeah, Pacon has shown up with a brass band and says that it's time for Fina and him to get married. And she says that she will not marry him. And he says, well, if you don't marry me, I'll take away your adventure pass and you won't have a job anymore.
Justin tries to defend her, and he is punched in the face by Master Chang.
Master Chang is pretty great. This is a great animation.
It is,
too.
yeah.
He looks great. He's real top heavy. It looks like a Mike Tyson Punch Out
It does.
character.
Master Chang does not skip leg day. As you can see, anytime he does his luxurious spin kicks.
Yeah. He also,
I genuinely.
I also
love
love how they just, like, Pacon says his name and he always just flies in from off screen.
And so he
you
looks
know what
a bit-
happened?
He's like a Chinese kung fu warrior. Like, so he's got the ponytail and like the ornate shirt, no pants, just
Kinda
wearing
Bruce
underwear.
Lee?
No,
That's right.
he's got Bruce Lee never has like a long ponytail. He's got more like Fei Long, if you've ever played, or not Fei Long.
Yes.
No, because Fei Long's got the Bruce Lee hair too. But there's definitely there's the drunken master guy in Tekken. Has
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He looks like a Street Fighter character to me. He looks like a Street Fighter character, basically.
Or Bo Rai
Yeah.
Cho in Mortal Kombat, the guy who throws
Oh,
up
yeah.
on people.
Or how Steven Seagal thinks he looks.
Yes.
Chang has no pants is something I wrote down. Okay, but right before Chang, there's a great little scene where, first of all, Justin straight bullies Fina into joining him. This whole thing we talked about with her and the guy and the map and joining, like, she does not want to leave this Adventurers Guild. She's in a bad situation with this guy, but am I wrong? Like, she doesn't want to do this. Justin's like,
she doesn't.
yeah, no,
She's
just
bound.
shut up and come on.
She sees that the only way to be an adventurer is with the permission of the Adventurers Guild. So,
But then he says, come on, I didn't copy it down exactly, but he says something like, you're not like those nerds, right, Fina? We don't need an adventurer's pass. And I was like, what the fuck?
he's trying to connect her with her inner idealist, her inner adventurer.
Because right now she's just a tour guide. Huh? It proves my theory.
Hey, no. We're going with Vanessa. She's neither.
Yeah, she is the spokesperson. She's the CJ Craig of the Adventurers Guild.
All right, I don't want to rehash that. So Master Chang, no pants, slays me.
Yeah, he knocks you out. And when you come to...
And he does. He just knocks you the fuck out. It's so
It is
good.
pretty good. And when you come to, you're told that Fina has been taken back to New Parm. She is to marry Pacon, and you need to rescue her. So that's what you got to do.
Can we fight it?
And you go to the...
Can we get mad about this?
What's that?
Sorry?
Can we get mad about this?
Why?
I liked Fina because she's really great
Oh.
and tough and cool. And then the first thing that happens to her is she gets damsel in distress.
Well, it's the second
I
thing.
was very mad about it.
I was too. I thought it sucked.
Mm-hmm. So do you think, who would make a better fiance, Pacon or Booster?
Booster.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Definitely Booster.
Yeah, I'm Booster. Okay, we're all boosters.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
Booster
Booster's-
at least
Pacon's
prepares a big...
gross.
Yeah, Pacon's gross. Booster prepares a big cake
Mm-hmm.
and has his own tower.
And is
Pacon's
romantic.
always got
He is.
snot hanging out of his nose.
And he likes to...
Booster seems like attentive.
Yeah, Booster, and he likes
Booster
to play
is
games.
attentive. Mm-hmm.
He's
And do puzzles.
He's got sniff it butlers.
Booster's the type of man that puts his woman on a pedestal, and Pacon's the type of man that
A what?
treats her like
Did you
trash.
say
ped-
Did you say
a
pedestal? Like
pedestal?
pet a toadstool?
pedestal? Yeah, a peditoadstool.
right, so
Let's go to church.
We got to go save Fina. We go to the church in New Parm, and we can't get in. But one of the NPCs drops some good information that's like, hey, I hear there's a way to get there underground. Just go to that shed out back.
Wow, it's quite the elaborate underground passage between that shed and the church, which is 2 feet away.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
it seems to go like into town and through the entire sewer system and around and about everywhere.
Go into the chapel and we're gonna get
stop a
married.
wedding.
Yeah, it's very elaborate. You have to like raise and lower water levels. There's fish to fight.
Mhm. There's some bonus treasure. You can get another mana egg.
There is another mayonnaise. There's also a mace and a shield in here.
Oh yeah. Well, I had already bought 2 of those shields. I felt
That's one thing that kind of
scammed.
pisses me off because like I will spend money on these weapons and then they're in the next dungeon. That sucks.
I liked this area quite a bit. I thought it was really fun.
It was fun. And this
Yeah.
game isn't super hard.
Oh, until the next area where I died over and over
Oh,
again. But
okay. We'll get
we'll
there.
talk about that.
So we make our way through the
yeah.
underground, and eventually we get to the inside of the church. Justin yells something from the rafters. What's that movie where is it?
Kill Bill.
No. What's the one where Dustin Hoffman is beating on
The Graduate.
The Graduate, yes, thank you. It's a real The Graduate moment. And you have to fight Master Chang.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because you dive in, you like dive in between Pakon and Fina, and he's like, "Well, it's a good thing I kept Master Chang around for this very scenario." And he dives in, and I got killed by Master Chang twice.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
because I had a very slow weapon. I had the mace equipped on Justin, so he wasn't acting. He couldn't get moves in between getting canceled by Master Chang. So he just kept Master Chang just kept hitting and hitting and hitting.
Yeah.
Master Chang
Yeah.
has like super speed. He can attack like 3 times for your 1. And also his regular attack hits you like 3 times.
And he will just wail into you. He does this attack I love. He does the spin kick I was talking about before, where he flips backward or flips upside down and spins
Yeah,
his legs.
like he's breakdancing.
They lovingly animate his muscular thick legs and his moose knuckle as he does it.
His moose knuckle.
Oh boy.
I think this is the most prominent moose knuckle of any game we've played so
I
far.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with this fight actually. I don't know. I haven't had any problems with these fights so far.
Me neither.
The one thing that helped me with this one was I had an item that reduced the defense of all enemies, and once I did that, he went down really fast.
Oh, the
That's
Chala
good.
or whatever it is?
Yeah, not the Chala, because that one gives you
Oh.
MP.
Smarno weed.
Yeah.
So John,
Yeah.
Justin, you have him using the mace.
Just in the
Are you switching up the weapons you use?
Yeah,
or
I
what's-
switch it
I
up.
would still just use the starting weapons for everybody, basically.
Oh yeah, I'm using maybe that I should stick to one for a while because I haven't gotten any second tier abilities yet because I'm switching at weapons every 2 levels or something.
Yeah, I've been doing the same thing.
I am just using swords for sword, dart, and so their starting weapon type is what I mean.
Oh yeah, because I had Sue using a mace, and I had knives on Fina, and Justin using axes, maces, and swords.
Interesting. I haven't tried that, so I wonder. It'll be interesting to see what that does, I guess.
I'm trying things out,
Yeah.
I think the bow is a good weapon for Sue.
Yeah.
It is.
No, that's what I always have her using, the ranged thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Because
So
I wonder if you'll get new attacks based on those weapons.
I don't know. I think so. I think that's the idea, is that as you level up weapons and magic, you get special abilities that combine both. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm just working
for
on that.
we were talking about this earlier, but Fina's next thing after Paralyzed Whip, I think, is Fire Whip. So if you get Fire leveled up enough and Whip leveled up enough, then you'll get Fire Whip.
Nice.
Interesting.
Nice.
Pretty neat.
You beat
So
the
much
crap
to
out
learn.
of Master Chang.
Yep.
Why don't I know this because I've been reading about it, and Jim's played it before, so clearly the game is doing a poor job explaining any of this.
You gotta read. I believe it's in the manual, and you gotta read the little hints at the save points.
All right.
Oh, I've never actually read the hint.
Yeah, they're pretty useful.
I didn't
If,
think I needed a hint, but I guess I
yeah.
did.
If Kill Bill was a game, what genre would be best for it?
Fighter.
Yeah.
Like action action adventure RPG.
But there's
like
only
Assassin's
4
Creed.
enemies. There's only like 4
Yeah.
or 5 enemies. Oh, except
there's
for that one fight.
Fuck ton of ninjas.
Yeah, that one fight where they kill
Yeah.
the 88, the crazy 88.
88.
Also, if you're translating into a video game, it would be okay to use those as bosses and make a bunch of minions and flavor it off of, their aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I was just thinking about that because of the chapter.
So
We fight in a lot of churches.
Yeah. We defeat Master Chang. We take Fina back to her house, and I believe Pakon shows up again. Is that what happens? Because she tells him to his face. She rips up her adventurer's past in his face, which is
Yes.
pretty great.
Yeah, so no more. She's no longer a whatever it was she was.
Yeah, she's like, I
spokeswoman.
don't need your stupid slip of paper to be an adventurer. I'm gonna do it anyway. And so she rips up.
The adventurers are like the wind.
Yes.
which is something Justin said to her.
Mhm. And she rips up her pass and throws it in his face and tells him to go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin awakens the next day, and Fina is feeling wistful, and she's looking at the scenery, and she's like, I'm going to go with you. I want...
It's a nice little scene.
Yeah, I want to be an adventurer with you. And it is very nicely animated, like you can see the wind blowing through the grass outside of her house, and there is that little zoom in thing that Matthew was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a nice
And-
little moment.
It's definitely like you can see the limits of what they're trying to do on the PS1 because it's like they're looking over the horizon and the grass ends like 10 feet in front of them. But,
I mean, is this, for me at least, it's such a pixelated mess. Like, it is just, these don't really look good. The animations look good, but like the sunset is just like pink squares with white squares.
Monster. I thought it looked pretty. I
It
don't
was
know.
nice.
I like the look
I
of this
don't know.
game. Yeah, and you're also so I guess the dinner thing is a mechanic that's going to be showing up throughout the whole game, and I love that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's really
I
nice.
love the dinners
Yeah.
It is cool.
because you get
It
to.
gives them like a life outside of whatever else is going on.
It's something that
Uh-huh.
would have helped Phantasy Star 4 so much, although with the translation maybe not. But just like getting to know the characters because like you have all these empty characters in Phantasy Star 4. Like they could be
Yeah.
cool, but they'd never say or do anything, and this is a way to sit down and have dinner with them. Be like, oh, you can chat with them.
The
love
little
it.
characterization you got in Phantasy Star 4, though, I think was so, like, bland and boring that it was kind of like, like Grizz. Like, I'm a giant bear monster. Like,
Well,
what
yeah.
they talk about.
If there was good writing, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
It's-
you're right.
I think the writing is good in this game. The translation is a little iffy,
Mhm.
and I know the voice acting people really hate. But
Oh, if I can jump in there, this is where I got some sort of glitch where the voice acting just kind of went away. I have no fucking idea why, but I don't care. It's not there. The music plays, all of the in-fight animation stuff, like all the stuff they say plays, but it never plays in the dialogue boxes, and that makes me super happy.
It definitely after this area, it pretty much goes away for a long time. So you'll get
I
haven't
didn't
heard
have it in this
much.
whole.
yeah, you'll get little bits and pieces of it. Like it might just be like one line of dialogue in an entire conversation.
Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe I just.
There's definitely
Missed it when
less
it
of
happened.
it. Yeah. So
yeah,
Fina says that she's going to go with you to the Dom ruins because she wants to she wants to adventure with you, and Justin seems like he's he's an idealist, and he's gonna go out and try his best to have real fancy adventures. So she wants to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
she
she
says one of
kind
the.
of.
You
Go
go.
ahead, John.
One of the reasons that adventurers stopped being adventurers is they found the end of the world, and they're like, "Oh, that's it."
Yes.
Which I find an interesting concept. He's like, "Well, I want to go past that." She's like, "What?"
Yeah, she's like,
No one-
he's
no one
like,
goes
yeah,
back.
I
I think
guess we'll
it's,
just have to go to the other side of the wall. And she's like, well, I never thought about that before.
So it's a wall. That is so weird. I'm
Well,
excited about this. It's
you
gonna
see-
be weird. We're gonna
yeah.
go beyond a wall.
I didn't know it was a wall until the next cutscene.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
she,
Is this going to be like M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, where we go over the wall and find out that we were in contemporary times all
Mhm.
along?
ooh, could be.
Hopefully.
Spoilers
I
for
hope
The
so.
Village.
Mhm.
I guess bleep that out.
I have never actually seen that. Now, I wanted to say, I do think that this game is doing so. We clearly have like a little developing love story between Fina and Justin. I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the game is handling it fairly well to the point it's kind of fairly believable so far. It doesn't feel like it's being foisted on us.
I like how forward Fina is, because she'll drop these kind of semi-inappropriate jokes about like Justin moving in with her and them sleeping in the bed or something like that, and then she'll be like, hey, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it does the kind of, and I know that this isn't the first thing, Japanese particular. I can think of some animes that has done that. The woman is the aggressive, pursuer. But I don't know that we've seen that in a game in a while. It's fun. It's not bad.
Yeah, and it's all played very innocently.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. And I like both of the characters a lot. I like all of these characters a lot.
Yeah.
This game's got some great characterization going on.
What other game has there been where we've liked all the characters? Persona, maybe? No.
I would have to go. We would have to go back. I'm sure that there's something, but There's
Mario
also-
RPG?
Oh yeah.
Oh
we
yeah.
do not have.
Well, no,
all the
Gino is in it.
characters. I fucking hated that Cloud Man. You know that I
Malo,
hated
you
that
hated
fucking guy.
Malo.
Who could possibly hate Malo? Come on.
We are. There is clearly still room for a fourth character here, though. So
Oh,
maybe we'll all
yeah.
hate the next one.
I've seen accidentally spoiled that one of the characters coming because I was looking through voice lines to see if I could put him into the podcast, and oh my god, there's someone coming that seems real bad.
So let's not count our chickens before they've hatched. All
Which
right.
one are you talking about, John? Just out of curiosity.
No, no, I don't know.
I'm not gonna
No,
say.
Tell us.
Not
yeah.
gonna say.
La, 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 la.
God damn it. Jen.
Okay, so we need to.
Is this it? Are we,
We
done?
need. Hold on. We need to cross
Nope.
the Wrangell Mountains in order to get to the Dom ruins.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this
Alright,
is
well,
called John
this isn't
gets
that
killed.
long.
John gets killed by birds several times.
Those birds were really annoying, but at this point, you should have at least 3 spells, I think. Like, I gave Justin, as I've mentioned earlier, Wind, so he had Howl, and that made this... I mean, I could start the fight off with a huge area of effect spell, and then tear through the rest of them. I never lost or died here, is what I'm saying.
For me, like I was going through the whole level and finding every treasure and everything, and I don't know. I ended up kind of out of magic, and then I would get confused, and like I would miss all my attacks on the birds, and then they would confuse 2 of my characters, and they'd murder the other one, and then just die. And
God, that's terrible.
yeah, it
You
happened
really
twice.
can't just be hitting the attack button. You gotta strategize.
I strategize,
Yep.
but
It
yeah,
is getting to be strategized time.
after the second time I got killed by the birds, my mission was kill the birds. Like leave all the other enemies alone and just go and
Yeah.
combo those birds, because you can't critical of them because it's so easy to miss because they have such high agility. You just have to go run up to them and either use magic or just hit them.
Yeah. Also, in this dungeon, there's a move seed and a power fruit, which will
I haven't used those yet. What do you
they
use
raise
those
your
for?
stats.
It's
So the
stat
power
increases.
fruit actually gives you like +3 strength,
Yeah.
and the
Okay.
move seed
I'm
ups your
doing
speed.
what I always do, where I dump it all into the main character.
It's definitely. I mean
Yeah.
the power fruit for +3 strength.
John?
That's pretty significant. Wait, what did he say?
You missed it. Wait,
so I got
say
these
something
things-
to that effect, and
I got these things called
moon eggs.
I got these things
Never
called
mind.
trusts. That's like the icon on the battlefield is a heart, and when you pick it up, it says it's permanent +1 IP to character. I don't know what that means.
What?
And it's like a drop. It's a drop from the birds.
What's it?
+1
Wait,
IP?
what's it called?
Trust. It's like,
I've not heard of this at all.
and
or
you
seen
can't
it.
use it in outside of battle. So it's like, how can it be permanent if you can only use it in battle?
Weird.
I was very confused.
Okay, John. So you were talking about dying. I wonder if were you using it? Did you have any ranged characters at this point?
I
Other than
think
magic?
I think I was not using any ranged at that point.
I
no.
wonder if that was a difference too, because I was using the bow with Sue this whole time.
The birds are weak against bows, so that can
Yeah.
help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I had
so
the bow
that's-
as well.
I wonder if that's because there's not difficulty settings in this game, right?
No, and I was using hammers. The third time I switched to a bow, and then I just made sure to target the birds
Gotcha. Okay,
above everything else. It's
so
just bad luck.
So yeah, we make our way through the mountains. One thing that I liked about this is that you do find a campsite, so you get to save and recover midway through the dungeon, which is good.
And
two
one
moon
more-
eggs.
There's another mana egg. There's 2 mana eggs here.
Yep, and
Man
one more
egg, that's right.
cutscene that I really liked. That where you
Oh,
see
yeah.
because you didn't know that the end of the world is a wall until you see it, and it's just this like weird futuristic looking wall. It's like, what? It's like do you remember the end of like season 1 of Lost where they get into the weird bunker and the Egyptian hieroglyphic numbers start showing up, and it's like you're like, what? And it's kind of that kind of scenario when you see the end of the world and it's like weird future wall. I like that. I don't know. I thought it was super cool.
It is pretty neat.
It is a really neat concept. I think I can think of a couple of books that have done something similar, but I never watched Lost. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm really excited to see what's past this. Is this going to turn into a sci-fi game? Because that would be rad.
Matthew?
Something weird's going on because on that ghost ship, if you look at the globe, they mention, oh, this is like really old from when people thought the world was round before they found the end of the world.
Bonus episodes idea. We watched through the first couple of seasons of Lost. Huh?
No, thank you. I just can't. I tried to watch 24. I can't watch that era, that 90s or whatever television. Just ugh.
2004.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2000 television. Ugh.
Before the golden age,
Whoa.
man.
That's
I
when
guess.
TV hadn't figured out that they didn't still need to be extreme.
Lost is great.
Lost is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I liked it very much.
Me
I
Good
like
for all
Terry
you.
O'Quinn and Michael Emerson. I'd watch them do anything together.
Aw,
I mean,
Jorge
anything.
Garcia.
That's
That's so
what she
nice.
said.
Yeah, Hurley.
Cleveland Steamers.
Yeah.
Anybody? We talking about Cleveland Steamers?
Nope.
Anything?
So we see this wall, and then we're like, well, let's see what's past it. Let's try to climb it. See, we can try it. We can do anything.
Yeah.
Anything
And-
you can do better?
Yeah. So the next day we head down the mountain.
And we make it to the Dom ruins.
Well, there's there's that
Yeah.
little forest area with the ents.
There
that was like-
Oh, yeah.
There's
They were like straight up Lord of the Rings Ents.
yeah, and these Ents are the most vocal enemies I think we've had so far. They're constantly like grumbling or moaning or whatever that sound is. Yeah. it's constant.
Even on the
At
map.
the Dom
Yeah,
Ruins?
it's to get to the Dom ruins, you have to go through this like short little forest area first.
Yeah, with those little guys that they remind me of something out of like a Miyazaki movie.
Yeah.
Like they're just
They're very tough, but I used fire, and they seem particularly vulnerable to that because they're
I-
made of wood.
asked them a few questions, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the axe will one hit them.
Yeah.
And then we're
That's
at the
really
Dom
clever,
ruins.
actually.
Yay! It took me. I did have to go do a couple of Dom Ruins fights to get to that save point, but
Mhm.
yeah, that's it.
Yep.
We made it.
So where are we playing to next time?
Next time
The
we
end
are
of the
going to
world?
play to the end of the world.
What does that mean?
But
So
are
when
we really? What's the one dungeon before that where we're actually going to play to?
The one dungeon
Play-
before that would be the Misty Forest, I believe.
Oh, we
All
can
right.
do it. We'll play to the end of the world. And if not, we'll dove in Matthew saying otherwise.
All right, well, that's it for this episode's quest log. Like we said, next time
Bullshit.
we will be playing.
Minigame
Oh,
corner.
yeah, time for bullshit minigame corner.
Corner.
Have you ever wanted to swab a deck?
No.
Well, you can
Sort of.
anyways.
Hey, did you know that swabbing a deck meant waxing the deck?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, but okay.
I didn't either. I
Doesn't
thought
that
it
seem
just meant, like,
dangerous?
mopping.
What? I guess it's
I
protecting
don't know.
it.
You wax
I guess
it to
the
put,
wax
like,
would be
the sealant
protecting it
on
from the seawater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
so-
didn't know that. I thought it was just mopping the deck.
Did you?
I just thought it
Did
was
you learn
interesting.
about that from Grandia?
I learned about it from this bullshit minigame.
So, I've got a question for you. Did anyone get the reward? Because I did not.
Oh, I did.
Nope.
No.
I tried
Really?
multiple times.
Yeah,
too.
they give
Yeah,
you.
I did
I
too.
believe you. They just give you some gold.
Oh, okay. So is it just for going under like 25 seconds?
Yeah, I
or
think I did
something?
it in 23 or 24, and he's like, "Hey, you did a
Wow.
really good job. Here's here's some gold."
I got
How
down
is
to
that
26.
even possible? Yeah, I was at
genuinely-
26.
Yeah. I was at like 28 and then I gave up. It's like, okay.
So basically, what I like about this bullshit minigame is you're both swabbing. Sue starts from the bottom and you're starting from the top. And so it's about like balancing this power meter and keeping it near the top without going over.
Mhm.
And meanwhile, so you're doing it and you're just like, as you get faster, you're just speeding through each line of the deck while Sue is just struggling with the,
I
with the-
like that a
with the
lot.
mop. And
Mhm.
at the end, she just passes out after one line.
Yep.
It's very cute. And there's also like random people saying like heads or tails. I found like 2 different people doing that, and I won every time. I always pick heads. And there's someone who wants you to play Jenkin with them, like rock paper scissors, and every selection loses when I tried it.
Oh. I was afraid to play him because he's like, you only get one chance. So I thought maybe I'd find someone who's like, oh, he always chooses rock or something.
I don't know. I just tried it, and you can play it over and over, so I have no idea. And you always lose. And those are my bullshit minigames.
All right.
Vanessa, have you figured
Yeah.
out your special corner yet?
No.
Okay.
Do we need more than one corner?
Always.
I don't think so. I guess you need
Always.
4 corners to make a
That's true.
room.
Yep.
Unless
Each of
it's
us
a
has a
round room.
corner.
I don't have any corners.
You will.
We are the 4 corners of square roots.
Yeah. Quadrants.
This show's long enough.
Elements.
All right. So I guess next segment.
Yep. So yeah, actually, it's time for Squarely Against. Before we do that, though, I want to make sure we give another quick reminder that we are playing either to the Misty Forest or the End of the World. Just go ahead and go to the End of the World for the next episode. You guys can do it. But before we sign off, I think it's time to talk about what we are all squarely against regarding this segment of the game. Vanessa, why don't you kick us off?
I'm squarely against underwear in JRPGs. I said it last time with Phantasy Star. I'm sure I've said it before, and I hopefully will not have to say it again because someone will get the message. Just knock it off with the thing about ladies' underwear. It's weird. Ladies' underwear are not exotic for ladies players, so it makes it seem like your game is not made for women to play. It's weird. Cut it out.
I agree with Vanessa.
Oh, good. Then Matt
That's
doesn't need to
gross.
have a squarely against because he agrees with mine.
You know
Jim,
what? Fuck
what
it.
are you
I
squarely
do.
against?
I agree to that. Idea. I don't need to do a squarely against. I'm just following up with Vanessa.
I want to say that I am roundly for the tone of this game. It's fun and it's bright and it's positive, and I like that.
John is furiously
He
typing.
is.
Oh,
I guess to take notes about what he's squarely against.
Yes,
John,
exactly.
what are you squarely against?
I am I'm roundly for just how likable and pleasant and fun everything is in this game. I don't think there's been a RPG we've played that's this fun, like just in terms of being just positive and silly, and since Mario RPG. And this also isn't as annoying as Mario RPG.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean
So far.
that the combat doesn't frustrate me the way Mario RPG does.
Ah.
That's all.
That's it.
And yeah, roundly 4.
All right.
Really fun.
Good job, everyone. Good episode.
Mm-hmm. Great app.
So, quick reminders that we do every episode. We do have an email address if you would like to get in touch with us. It is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. You can come see us at our Facebook group. It is a Square Roots podcast group for smart, cool, very attractive people. Or you can tweet at us.
Like
we are
me.
at Square Roots Pod. Our opening theme is Charles Ritz's cover of The Sandy Beach of Gambo, featuring Alejandro Espinosa and Noah Benson. See the rest of Charles Ritz's music on YouTube. Our ending theme is that fantastic vocal cover by Cyril the Wolf. Check out Cyril the Wolf, also on YouTube. Links to both of their profiles in the show notes.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. If you screenshot your review and post it to the Facebook group or Twitter, I'll tell you how you leveled up. Yeah.
All right, well, that is truly the end of this episode of Square Roots. For Square Roots, I am Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I am John Brandon.
And I'm Vanessa.
Bye.
Bye.
Snorlax. Snorlax. Psyduck. Psyduck. Goldine. Goldine a Psyduck.
just